Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's that time of the week again, so it's time for the Gameskeeper to let us know what the news of the week is. Me and JK discuss what's been going on in the gaming news this week. It's not loads, but there is stuff, so we get stuck in and let you guys know what's been going on. If you're not checking us out on YouTube, there is a video for this one, so do jump over and check us out. And while you're there, subscribe and click for notifications. Cheers. So here we go. This is CookieCast, the Gameskeeper.
I'll let you in.
Right, here we go. It can only be Friday.
Yeah.
Or Saturday, depending when, It's Friday for us, but in the future, when it's received, a mere 23 and a half hours later, it will be Saturday. It can only be Friday, which means it's time for the keeper of the games to emerge from Castle Gamekeeper and come down the mountain of empty Xbox cases to reveal this week's game news. JK, how the devil are you?
This week I've actually been busy playing games, but for news, there's fuck all out there. I've got a little bit about a little bit, but there's not that much. But I've got quite a bit to talk about, as in what I've done this week, because I've been bouncing between the PlayStation and the Xbox this week, sort of playing some old games and some favourites and some free shit as well. So yeah, kind of cool. So I will start with the little nuggets that I've pulled out. So the first one is Sea of Thieves is now available on Steam. So anyone who didn't play Sea of Thieves, to be honest, since launch, it's changed a lot. It's actually not a bad game now. They've added so much new content, there's so much extra stuff, but it's the game that it should have been at launch. A bit of a state of decay, that. The game has changed so much that if you went back to it now, you probably wouldn't recognise what you played that first week. So that's on Steam for anyone who didn't get it. Next bit of information I found was Project Cars 3 is out this summer.
Really?
Is really quiet. Yeah. So it's got a real hardcore following of proper car fanatics.
Yeah.
People that want their game to feel like they're driving an actual car. Which I don't personally like them because I find it too real, and I just crash. I can't do anything. But they are a pretty good series. So the third one is out this summer. The exact date I don't have. It just says summer. There's a new DLC out for Darkest Dungeon called The Butcher's Circus, which came out on the PC on the 28th of May. Other platforms is to be announced because it depends on the popularity, because they've kind of changed their format. In this version of Darkest Dungeon, it's PvP. So you've got new skills, like a new stress system, and it's like an arena battle. So you go in with your guys, and you attack 4 other guys, which are players. So I think that they might be playing with the multiplayer thing, maybe to go with Darkest Dungeon 2, because interestingly their Twitter account said that the new DLC didn't delay development of the sequel, as it's a different team working on the DLC, which is interesting because it means that Red Hook have obviously grown quite a bit in size to what they were when they created that extension. So that's quite interesting. I thought that was kind of nice. And the other big bit of news, which most people probably know, is there's a huge sale on Xbox and PlayStation. There's over 300 games available on both consoles, with up to 74% off some pretty good titles. There's some really good games in there, like Death Stranding is 63% off. There's the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. You can buy the bundle for 30 quid.
That's not bad.
There's some cool bargains in there. There's loads of season passes and DLCs for most games. Pretty much the entire back catalogue of Assassin's Creed is on there for pence. You can pick up Unity and Syndicate. I saw for £8.49. So if you hadn't played,
that's good.
Now's a good time because it's super cheap. I think the DLC for Syndicate was £3, which is like, it's only 12 quid. So, I mean, if you're bored and you've got nothing to do and you fancy doing the back catalogue of Assassin's Creed, now's a good time. Ezio Collection, £11. It's pretty damn cheap.
I might be tempted for that.
Yeah, it's on both consoles as well.
Is that remastered?
Yeah, it's remastered, yeah. Yeah, so it's remastered. So it's basically Assassin's Creed 2,
Brotherhood
2.1 and 2.2, because you get Brotherhood and Revelations.
That was the other one.
And it's got a new set of achievements, obviously, that combine the remastered one, so it's not quite as grindy as find every single chest. It's a bit more game focused, which obviously is how current achievements tend to be. It's interesting to have a look on both consoles, because I found that games on the PlayStation were actually cheaper than they were on the Xbox by about £4.
Really?
Yeah, which I thought was weird. Breakpoint was 15 quid on PlayStation. It was £17 on the Xbox. So kind of weird. So yeah, I'm not sure why, but maybe there's a difference in quality or content. I couldn't see any difference.
Nah, that's just Microsoft doing the silly thing that Microsoft does and thinks it can get away with charging more for the same product.
I guess so. But the only other bit of information I have, which I thought was quite interesting, even though it doesn't necessarily affect us, it might affect some of our foreign viewers. The Xbox X will launch in Japan at the same time as it will here in the West. So apparently, in 2018, Xbox One didn't arrive until a year later in Japan.
Wow.
I've got some interesting figures here. So they sold 15,000 K's worth, 15,000's worth of Xboxes compared to 1.7 million PS4s and 3.5 million Nintendo Switches because of the delay in launching the Xbox. So Microsoft said this year that they'll launch it at the same time, and they're doing like quite a big promotion in Japan for that. But I got some other interesting statistics because that led me on to other things. So in the UK in 2019, so 6.1 million PlayStation 4s were sold in 2019, 38 million Nintendo Switches, and 46.9 million Xboxes last year. 46 million, that's 40 million more Xboxes than PlayStations. PlayStation is 6.1 million. I was like, what?
Why?
I don't know. It's interesting how we game in this country, because what's the difference?
Is that all the people that didn't buy the Xbox One originally and are just going, it's at the end of its generation, now's the time to buy it and pick up all the games that I've not played?
I did do a little bit of digging, but there didn't seem to be a reason as to why one is more popular than the other. It could be something to do with the fact that Game Pass came out before the PlayStation version, and it could also be the fact that Game Pass works on Windows, so maybe people that had Windows games also then wanted to get it on a console. That's me speculating. I don't know why they've sold 40 million more Xboxes than PlayStations, because this week the boss of PlayStation said that the PS5 is going to be expensive. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I've already said it'll be £500 at release. I've seen people speculating £550.
I think the Xbox will be the same then, to be honest. I think the Xbox X is going to be... It's practically a PC.
If they release those consoles at those prices, they're going to see a lot less uptake. I know we live in a world where we're expected to pay more for games. I was looking at a game the other day. That Outriders, is it?
Yeah.
I was looking at when it was going to come out, and I went onto Amazon. They're listing it as the 31st of December, but they're also listing it as £55 at release.
Wow. So it's gone up by a fiver. Yeah.
If you want to charge me £55 for a game, you won't be getting my money.
Yeah,
if you want to charge me £550 for a console, you won't be getting my money.
Well, I think it's interesting I think it's going to be a struggle for the games companies and for the console companies, because we're coming out of coronavirus where there's going to be quite a lot of unemployment. I would imagine we're going to see quite a big global recession. say that's a given. I can't see how all these consoles are gonna do so well. I think we'll see a massive surge in the generation we've got now. I think because those will drop in price, so I think we'll do really well. Incidentally, PlayStation has also got Play Days where all of their consoles are super cheap on Amazon places like that. So you can get PSVR for like 199 quid, which is like a drop by £100. So I think we'll see an upsurge in those, but I think the new consoles at the beginning are going to struggle. I don't think they'll pick up until
a lot of people I've spoken to.
The final quarter next year.
A lot of people I've spoken to are saying not day one, not to start with. The release, like what they're showing that they're going to release at release, looks a bit lukewarm, looks a little bit lackluster, and they're going to want a lot of money for it all.
Well, the interesting thing as well is that all the games that are coming out for the release on the new consoles are obviously going to be available on the current consoles.
Yeah, Cyberpunk, that'll be available on both.
Valhalla's they've already said that's going to be available. I would imagine that Halo will be, because that's a staple of Xbox. You can't just cut off other players and say, oh, you have to get an Xbox 5 if you want to play, because people will just be like, well, I won't bother them.
I think it's a very precarious time for the games industry right now, because at this point in time they're riding high because of this pandemic, because of all this, because people are staying at home.
But that's it. But they've done hundreds of sales. I think I've probably spent this since quarantine. I've probably spent about 50 quid on games, and I've got a shit ton of games because there have been so many free games and so many giveaways. If you know where to look, you can get them. Like things where like GTA 5 was free for like 24 hours on the Xbox. Like GTA 5 is still it's still 60 quid.
Yeah.
I picked up Battlefront for free on PlayStation Plus. I mean, they're still knocking that out at 50 quid for the Celebration Edition.
Jesus.
I'll talk about Battlefront in a minute.
Thought you might have something to say about that.
We'll come back to that. So that's my roundup anyway this week. That's pretty much all that was in the news this week. It's been really quiet.
It's been a quiet week. I mean, it's a quiet time in the gaming world as it is. Somebody had said to me the other day, "Oh, I saw that you and JK were doing a gaming podcast. What do you talk about?" It's like there's still stuff to talk about, but it's
been on the ground, and I've been looking across like PC, Xbox, Nintendo, like pretty much everything this week, and there's not really been anything it's either combined or it's not. Really.
Did you see the Did you see the Outer Worlds thing?
No.
Outer Worlds is being or has been released on the Switch.
Oh, okay, possibly. A lot of things have gone across to the Switch.
Yeah.
Because there was something I wrote down earlier, actually. Oh yeah, The Witcher. 30% off The Witcher, which has also got an additional part of the game, Witcher 3 on the Switch. Has got something called The Witcher Tales, which apparently are like separate little storylines and stuff, and that's like 30% off on the Switch.
Oh?
Yeah, Witcher's that's doing really well, so anyway, so let's just digress.
Yeah.
So shall I talk about Battlefront 2 then?
Yeah, I was going to say we'll get to what we're playing at the moment, because I can talk about what I'm playing at the moment.
Okay, so I started the week with Assassin's Creed Syndicate on the PlayStation. I completed it on the Xbox. I was given it for Christmas because it was one of my favourite Assassin's Creed, and I like it just as much on the PlayStation. And I have to say, it's still fun. A little bit glitchy, more glitchy than I remember. I have to say.
I said that.
Yeah.
I was saying that. I did a review of when I've been playing it recently, and I was like, I don't remember it being this bad when I played it originally.
Not major issues, but little things where I'm like, that's annoying. Like getting up trees. Things like that. It's like...
Climbing to the top of a massive building and having him just jump straight off and plummet to his death. Like, that wasn't a thing.
No, there are some funny little glitches, but on the whole it's good. But then this week, obviously, Battlefront 2 dropped for free on PlayStation Plus. So I was like, as you know, I boycotted it when it came out because of loot crates and all that stuff. But for free, I suppose you can lift the boycott because I'm not paying for it. So I'm like, okay. So I downloaded it. Right. So multiplayer, fun, nicely balanced, still good to play. It's not full of turds, so you can go in and actually have fun. You won't get obliterated every 2 seconds. I'm no multiplayer master, but I've come out of 40 players. I think my highest place was 8, which I'm happy with that. And I wasn't particularly. I was like level 3. I was still sort of pottering around trying to figure out how it works really. So multiplayer is fun, and obviously loot crates have gone. So now you just progress in the game and you get stuff. There's no there. You can speed things up by getting crystals, which are in-game purchases, a bit like you'd have on a mobile phone. So
Right.
5 crystals is $1.99, and 99 crystals is 99 quid, something like that. And you can unlock like a shitload of stuff. But pretty much everything can be unlocked in the game, and you get to use nearly every hero character in the game anyway, just as you play. Because as you play in the game, you earn points for each kill, and then you can use those points to buy special characters in that game. So, like, you can use Darth Vader and change the course of the battle, which is kind of fun. And they've got a campaign. So I've been playing the campaign for about an hour and a half, and there are 2 missions left. And I've got it on like normal mode, so there is an easy mode.
What?
And there's a Jedi mode. I've got it on normal. I've got 2 missions left, and I have to say it's got some of the worst voice acting I've ever seen. The storyline itself isn't too bad, and the cutscenes are great. But the game, it feels to me like it's an extended tutorial. It's like, play this because you'll unlock a load of credits and a load of stuff that you can then use in multiplayer, and you would have learned how to use all the characters. Because you play like Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Lando Calrissian, so you do all the good guys. So you'll basically learn how to use all the powers that you can then use in the multiplayer. That, for me, is the only reason there's a campaign. I think the game looks beautiful, and I think if you've got a PlayStation and you've never played it, get it because it's free. I don't think I'd pay 40 quid for it, but because it's still 40 quid. If you buy it, I don't think I'd pay 40 quid for it. I don't know if it's got longevity because essentially it's 20v20. Once you've seen all the areas and you've flown all the spaceships, rinse and repeat. There's a bit of a grind to get to level 50 as an achievement. All the other achievements are totally doable. Like kill one guy first, kill 3 guys at once, get a kill streak of 5 people. Like, it's simple, they're easy stuff. The longest one on there is get to level 50, and I heard somebody say that the points between level 49 and level 50 is something like 285,000. You can grind it out in 2.5 hours, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's Battlefront 2. There you go. And obviously I didn't try any of the Xbox free stuff because, as we discussed last week, totally pants.
Well, you didn't go for the coffee shop simulator?
Coffee maker. No, I might still do it just for laugh, but just so I can talk about it. But yeah, I thought you might actually. Maybe we should get Sam to do it.
Sam would absolutely do it. I'd almost put money that Sam owns it and has paid money for it.
It's on Steam, so find out if Sam's played it. We can do a guest appearance with Sam next week. So that's it from me. That is all I have to say.
So at the end of last week's podcast, I had mentioned that I was finishing the podcast to go off and play a little game.
Maneater.
That unfortunately wasn't true. I didn't play Maneater on Friday. I believe I played it on Saturday and have been playing it since.
Is it good?
It's so Maneater came out at £35 brand new, day of release. If you shopped around like we did, it was £30, day of release, brand new, sent to your house, job done. So it's like, okay, nowadays get a game for 30 quid. So it's like you start the game as essentially you start the game as a puppy. So you are a female shark baby, and the idea is that you level up. As you level up, you grow. As you grow, you age. Eventually, you become a teenager, an adult, an elder, and last night I became a mega. You get mutations. So, for example, I've got electric teeth, which stuns things and stuns everything around it and stuff. I've got bone fins and flippers, bone body, but I didn't have bone body through most of the game. I got last night a bone head, and I've got bone tail. So bone, as you imagine, for taking down boats and ramming stuff and things like that. Largely, it's a game based on collecting things. If you, I said to Ed, this is definitely the game for you. If you like collecting stuff, if you like little challenges, collect 10 of these, jump out of the water and try and get as high as you can to get something to collect, it's definitely the game for you. It's set out in different areas. Each area is slightly different. You go to one that's heavily polluted. You go to one where there's been a lot of nuclear submarines, so the mutations are there, and things like that. There's a lot of stuff to fight. So when you're a pup, there's alligators that are a lot of levels higher than you, which you have to try and avoid. But then later in the game, you can come back and be like, "Hi, rum." It's different, and different is almost always in these situations good. We've been talking about playing Assassin's Creed 9000. That doesn't by any means mean to say that it's going to be a bad Assassin's Creed game. You very rarely get a bad one.
True.
But it's still Assassin's Creed. This is swimming around as a shark. There's a bad guy. There's a bit of a story involved. And it's just tongue-in-cheek fun. It's narrated by Chris Parnell, which is hilarious. There's a lot of pop culture references in it, and it's just a bit of fun. And admittedly, I am very much at the back end of it now. I will probably finish it in the next couple of days, and that'll be that. I may go back and play it again. There are certain body types that I haven't even touched. So you've got one called Shadow, which is a poison-based thing, and each area of the body can have these different mutations. So you could have electric teeth, poison body, bone tail, to get all these different effects.
That's cool.
I've just gone into an area that's full of sperm whales, and I came out of an area that had orcas and stuff to fight. It's a bit of fun. And how many times these days can you say that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, nice. It's good to have a fun game. It's just different, and like you say, it's different, so it's nice.
Yeah.
That's why I like Darkest Dungeon. That's why I always go back to it. Different. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Different mechanics. Just nice graphics. Simple game. You can just put it on. You don't really need to think about it. You just play it. You win or you don't. Doesn't really matter. Get a new team. Try again. That's cool.
And there you go. Me?
Yeah.
Up till starting Man Eater, I was playing The Last of Us, which we spoke about. We are now 2 weeks today. Last of Us 2.
Yeah. Not on my list, I'm afraid.
I'm still not sure about that game.
Yeah, not on my list. Only because it's not really my thing. Not really my thing.
Mate, mine's the same. He said that did he play the first one and just gave up because he said it was too much stealth, or possibly never played the first one, and was it's not for me. I won't be bothering with it.
Well, I shall see what I play this week, and I will bring you up with some new tidbits of information for next week.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much it for now, I think.
I agree wholeheartedly. So there we go, people. That's the Friday stroke Saturday blast of gaming news for the week. Crushed it once again, and let's see what next week brings.
Indeed.
Right, there we go.
Laters. See you, folks.
Lates. So there you go. What do you think to that? Another one done. Another week gone. Another week of the games news. Yeah. YouTube watchers, make sure you're subscribing, liking, sharing, clicking for notifications. It's almost a full-time job. Everybody jump over to thecookiecast.com. Check us out over there. Send us some social media love. Drop the Gameskeeper a note. Yeah. You can also email us. There's an email address, just in case you're wondering. So there we go. Till next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then. Bye.